Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. Hello, everyone. I am Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you manage your financial baggage the right way. What an honor it is to be before you all for yet another live stream night as we continue our conversations and our discussions around the one and only The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. We have been taking this book 10 pages at a time, coming to this very channel, live stream on the Debt Demolisher TV every single night for the month of April in honor of Financial Literacy Month, and also in recognition of this amazing professor, this amazing educator, and this amazing influencer in the not only business, but also leadership space. So I want to thank you all for tuning in on tonight's live stream. And we have a couple of more days to go. So I want you guys to stick around and make sure that you continue to reserve the time blocks to come back each and every day, all the way up to the 30th, where we will be able to fully conclude our readings for this book, The Wealth Choice. I am going to go ahead and pop out the chat so that way I can see who's in the room and see who's in the building, and I can give you guys my hellos, my acknowledgments before we jump into the readings that we were assigned for today. So let's see who is in the room, who's in the building. We got, let's see, let me pop this out. Let me close this, get that ready. Pop this out. And I got my chat open. All right. We got Q Scott in the building saying, hey, y'all. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go, Q Scott. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here on this Thursday evening. Thank you so much for being here. We also got the one, the only, the magnificent Coach Harut in the building. Welcome on into this room all the way from the what? West Side. Coach Harut is in the building, and I'm so glad that you are here. Thank you for joining us all the way from the Kakalaki. We got the one, the only, the also magnificent, the undeniable, undefeated, consultant in the building, Acacia, also known as our DDTV moderator, and she is saying greetings, DDTV family. Hey, Acacia. Go Acacia. Hey, Acacia. Go Acacia. Let's go. Hey, Acacia. Go Acacia. Hey, Acacia. Go Acacia. Let's go. So good to see you, Acacia. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. And not only that you're here, but you get to kick out the spammers when they try to enter the room. So shout out to Acacia for the moderating privileges and for her holding down the live streams while we are here. So thank you so much. We also got Peaceful Love in the building, bringing in the flowers into the room for everybody, bringing in the bouquets into the room for everybody, saying, hello, everyone. Peaceful Love. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, Q Scott said something on the community post that I put out to share the link to your podcast that you created. And when I read Q Scott's message, I said, she did not ever lie. So, Miss Peaceful Love, you have been highlighted. You have been highlighted as an intercessor prayer. You are an intercessor. Q Scott said it. And when I read it, I said, she is so right. She got that perfect intercessory prayer voice. So shout out to Peaceful Love. And I hope that you guys had an opportunity to take a listen to her new podcast called Refreshing Streams. Refreshing Streams. I put the link in the description box of the last video, our last live stream. I also put the link in the comments. I pinned it in the comments. And then I also put the link on the community page with a picture, screenshot image of her podcast, Refreshing Streams. So shout out to Peaceful Love for doing the work. Shout out to Peaceful Love for doing the work and being an intercessory prayer up in here. Okay, let's go. We also got Queen Lisa in the building saying hello. Hey, Queen Lisa, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here. Praying that your classes are continuing to go well, Queen Lisa, because you are in the building. We also got Lisa Smiles in the building, originator and the creator of this good old Glow Butter. Ask about it. We got Lisa Smiles in the building saying, hey, DDTV. Hey, Lisa Smiles, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here on this Thursday afternoon. We got the most beautifulest soul in the whole wide world in the building. Can you all please celebrate, acknowledge, and say hello to my beautiful Margaret Packer? She is in the building and she's saying, I'm here. And I'm so glad that you're here, Margaret. You know that I absolutely love you to pieces. And I'm so glad that you are in the room. So welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room all the way from the what? West side. Margaret on the west side too, y'all. West side, stand up. Tracy Ann. Oh, Tracy Ann is in here too. So y'all representing. Y'all representing. Lisa Smile says your subscriber is growing. So you're at 1.22. Lisa, that's what I meant to post today because I saw it earlier. I got an announcement for you too. I saw your subscriber count is at 400 now. So can we also celebrate Lisa Smiles because she's only 100 subscribers away to getting 500. So that way her community page can unlock. So let's give Lisa Smiles some congratulations, some balloons. And if you know, share her page out and let people know if they want some hair tips, if they want some skin tips, then they need to get on over and subscribe to Lisa Smiles channel. I'm so excited when I saw that 400 because you know I went to your page earlier to see if you had dropped a video because I said that I missed something. Maybe I missed something. And I looked and it said 400. I was like, ah! So excited for you, Lisa Smiles. Everybody that celebrate Lisa. Let's go. Let's go. Lisa Smile says, peaceful love. I love your podcast and love your voice and your presence. Amen. Come on now. Tracy Ann is in the building saying, hello, everyone. Hey, Tracy Ann, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here all the way from the what? West side in the building. We also got Divinity here. Happy Thursday, Divinity. So good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. And I'm so excited. Countdown. Divinity, if you have any questions related to the email that I sent you, just let me know. Let me know. I'll be looking forward to your responses to that. And then you'll be getting another email from me tonight as well, just kind of outlaying like all of the logistics and giving you an additional overview. So that way we can be ready to go on Sunday because we will be ready to go on Sunday. Okay. All right. What else we got? Y'all? What else we got? Y'all are saying hey to Margaret. Thank y'all for saying hey to Margaret. Y'all are saying welcome to Margaret. Thank you so much for welcoming her in. Peaceful Love is celebrating Lisa Smiles for the 400 subbies. Let's go. Divinity, Acacia says that's what I'm talking about. Divinity, hit that mug up on the way in, honey. Yes. Thank y'all so much. Good. Awesome. Great. All right, you guys, are you all ready to get into this good old conversation on tonight? I think all y'all ready. I'm gonna tell y'all, the Lord be moving. Can I just say that the Lord be moving? The Lord be moving. And I just want to say before we even get into this conversation that be obedient to what you hear. Be obedient to those little whispers. Be obedient to those thoughts that come in your mind. Be obedient to those thoughts that come in your mind, because you never know what the outcome will be if you just act on whatever came into your spirit. Act on whatever came into your spirit. And I feel like we're going to cover this because I feel like something came up while we were reading this. I feel like I remember I got a lot of stuff in the margins. But we're going to go ahead and jump right on in, if that's all right with you all. So we are starting on page 201. We have been reading this book 10 pages at a time, and we are now 10 more pages in, 221 pages. We will be finished this book by the ending of this month. So if you're just tuning in, make sure that you get your copy of The Wealth Choice. If you want to get the paperback book, if you want to get the audio book, if you want to get whatever version, you can get whatever copy you need. Just make sure that you pick it up and make sure that you get the reading in, and make sure that you join us. And most importantly, make sure that you do the work, because there are lessons and gems inside of this work. And also make sure that you check out Dr. Dennis Kimbrough's YouTube channel, because I've been linking it in the community post and telling y'all, hey, like, subscribe, because he's been starting to drop videos now. I said, okay, come on, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. He's been dropping videos, and he dropped a good one this morning about women, and basically saying, like, how strong are we? Y'all, it was amazing. I meant to add it. I don't even think I put it in my phone is in the other room. I don't even think I added it to the playlist, but I'm gonna add that video to this playlist, the legacy playlist, the Wealth is a Choice playlist, so that we have that in there. And that way, whenever you want to come and look for something related to our discussions, that video will be saved there as well. But still, make sure that you subscribe to Dr. Dennis Kimbrough's YouTube channel as well. It's also linked down in the description box of this video too. All right. So 201, we are at 201, and we were continuing our conversations around what, I guess, the differences between what makes it difficult for a man or a woman to be who they are if they're stuck in poverty, and just continuing to read through that. And I highlighted this section as our quote for the morning, because there is some truth to it. And I know sometimes we don't like to hear, especially us who are natural givers, especially us who are natural servers, especially those of us who want to make someone else's life better or easier. We don't even like to put our name in the same sentence as selfish. But if we read this piece that I'm getting ready to read to you all, there is truth in it. There is truth in it. So Dr. Dennis Kimbrough says on page 201 that if people gain their fortunes through the honest sweat of their brows, the struggle to satisfy their own selfish instincts will increase their influence and multiply their power. That whole line is powerful in and of itself, but I want to point the attention to own selfish instincts. We may read this section and you may want to say, well, I'm not selfish. I don't want to be considered selfish. But at the end of the day, we only care about what we care about. And I've said this before. People only care about what they care about. And that even goes true for me. I only care about what I care about. Who do I care about? Or what do I care about? I care about my mama. I care about my mama. So if there's anything that I got to do related to my mother, I don't care what nobody else got going on. I don't care what nobody else needs. My focus is on that. My focus is on her. My focus is on resolving that. Same thing about this mission. I have a personal selfishness around the message that I deliver, because I want somebody else to experience a transformation in their financial life. It's my personal desire. Nobody else may want it, but that's what I want. And even though other people may want my time, I choose to be here. Even though other people may want to call me or want me to go somewhere, I choose not to because I'm here. My own selfish desire is to fulfill this mission. So either way you look at it, we all have our own selfish desire. Even if that desire means it's good for somebody else. It still means that if we are attentive to one thing, then we are neglecting another thing, or something else may not be able to get our attention at that moment. I can put my phone on do not disturb when I'm live streaming, and I can end up missing 10 calls. I can end up missing 10 calls. So whatever that person wanted, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to pick it up. They're going to have to wait because I can't see the message anyway because it's on do not disturb and nothing is going to interrupt. So if we look at it from this perspective of how the things that we care about, the things that we want, the difference that we want to make, even if it is our own selfish, and it may not even really be selfish, but it's something that we want. It's purposeful, but it's still something that we prioritize. And if we continue to leverage that as a means with intention, it could lead us to the gains of our fortune. And that's what I took from that quote. That's what I took from that quote. I'm going to continue reading because I thought that this was powerful. He says that this perpetual progress to attain wealth, if they are careful to guard against any narrowing, demoralizing, and negative influences, and if they understand that their possessions should not own them, they will develop their intelligence, sharpen their skills, add to their energy, increase their thrift, and stabilize their character. Stabilize their character. Further down, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough says that empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts do that. So if you can do a moment of self-reflection for yourself and just really think about identifying the one thing that's holding you back. And if I can be completely transparent, I feel like I kind of recognize that a little bit today, because I noticed that in some cases and in some instances, my energy can diminish and also my focus can diminish. So when I ask myself this question of what is holding me back to my maximum potential, it would be that. But then when you identify those two things, you then have to drill down further and ask yourself the question as to why. So then I had to begin to self-examine how I'm treating myself. Because if I have low energy or if I have a distraction, then that means there could potentially be some type of lack of rest that's not present, or maybe even lack of nourishment that's present. One of the things that I noticed that Acacia does, and normally I don't see it until afterwards because it's a delay, but normally at the ending of our lives, Acacia always says something along the lines of rest well and eat good foods. Correct me if I'm wrong, Acacia, but When I asked myself that question, I immediately began to think about how I treat my body. And then I immediately began to think about what Acacia would say as a closing reminder to us to get good sleep, eat good foods, and something else. I feel like it's three things. Get good rest and eat good foods. And y'all know that's my struggle suit because I'm a workaholic. And a lot of times I put my work over my nourishment, and that's not healthy. So how about if I try something different? There we go. Acacia said, make sure you eat and get some rest. Make sure you eat and get some rest. I have to make sure that I eat and I get good rest. And I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to add exercise, stretch, something. Because constantly I just get up and go instead of getting up and rejuvenating not just only my mind, my body, but also my mind before I jump into work mode. So, okay. So that was a revelation for me. So what's the one thing that's holding you back? What do you feel is the thing that's holding you back? You don't have to answer in the chat, but just think about that for yourself. Think about that for yourself. Okay, Acacia says, eat clean and make sure you get some rest. Queen Heart is in the building. Hey, Queen Heart, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room. She says, yep, we must shut out distractions and go under the radar to focus or recharge. Amen. 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 So as we continue to read through the wealth choice, I had a couple of things, but I think that's more so like an internal question that I have for myself. But I want us to jump into managing the turnaround on page 204. That's a subsection if you had the audiobook and you kind of can recall what we've been covering. But he goes over the interview that, or the research that he had about, or really the interview that he had with Cain. And Cain was in the food chain business. He was in the food industry, basically franchise, and started with, I think, Grandfather's Pizza. He was Burger King. He turned the face of Burger King around for the Philadelphia region, if I'm not mistaken. And he talked about how when he got to Godfather's Pizza, that's what it was. So he made changes for the Burger King side, and then basically he became the president of Godfather's Pizza and acquired the fast food chain from Pillsbury. And then he basically had to make changes inside of this new food chain. But one of the things that Dr. Dennis Kimbrough highlighted based on what he pulled from the interview of Cain and his approach, which was basically a value added approach similarly, but really looking at the people. So he said when Cain arrived, he found weak and indecisive executive leadership, a blurred corporate image, low morale, and poor training and support. So Dr. Dennis Kimbrough is highlighting the value strategy that Cain used to turn that whole situation around. And so Dr. Dennis Kimbrough says, if you want to place yourself one step closer to your 7-figure goals, we want to look at the strategy approach, which is number one, believing that you can make a difference. We all know that there is so much power in our belief. We know that. So the questions that Cain asks is when it comes to the executive staff, whoever he was trying to interview or whatever, what excites you about your work and what type of person are you? And these are questions that you can ask yourself. What excites you about your work today, regardless of the space that you do your work in? So if you're working a 9-to-5, if you are a freelancer, if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner for yourself, if you are, what else? Just getting into the working space, either way, what excites you about whatever work you do? Or if you volunteer too, you could be volunteer. What excites you about the work you do? And then what type of person are you? If you could be completely transparent and honest with yourself. Sherry is in the building saying, hey, everyone just tuning in. Hey, Sherry, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. Let's go, Sherry. Let's go, Sherry. Let's go, Sherry. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Sherry. Let's go, Sherry. Instant income, Sherry. Let's go, Sherry. Hey, you can't see the book because of the background, but I had the instant income book in my hand. But let's go, Sherry. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. The next thing that was powerful in this first bullet was Dr. Dennis Kimbrough saying that your current thinking ultimately will affect your future economic conditions. So the way you think today impacts your future tomorrow. The way you think today impacts your future, your financial future for tomorrow. So we have to be careful with that. He also says that the key is to develop self-confidence and always advance. Confront your fears and face them squarely. He also says that those who constantly postpone their dreams, delay the execution of their ideas, and bottle up their grand plans to be implemented at a more convenient time are always relegated to the rear. And I really had to think about this and ask myself, what dream have I postponed? What dream have I postponed? Writing my book. My book should have been done by now. My book should have been done by now. I've been wanting to release this hardcover book since 2018. 2018. Yeah, I might have released some ebooks, but the thing that I really want to create, the thing that's my biggest dream, why am I postponing? Why am I not creating the space for it? Delay the execution of their ideas. What ideas are you delaying putting some action behind? Because your ideas are brilliant. Were we not just talking to Mini Millionaire last night? Let me tell y'all something about Mini Millionaire last night. This 11-year-old beautiful soul was on this live stream last night, shared how she want to learn about investing so that she can teach the kids her age. She a tweenie. I never even heard of the word tween. I didn't even heard of it until Q Scott corrected me. She was like, no, that's what they call it. They're called tweens. I said, oh, I didn't know. But even an 11-year-old had an idea. I want to learn about investing and I want to teach the kids my age too. And what does she do? With the help of her parents, started a YouTube channel. And she has some good stuff. I listened to all 13 of her episodes last night. All 13 of them. I said, man, this is really good. She had some quotable moments in there. And for her to be doing the research, getting help from her dad, she even had on a Baylor sweatshirt. I said, look at her representing for the little Baylor. Somebody in her family went to Baylor. But it was powerful to witness and see. And then she even said that she was encouraged because we were celebrating her and we went to her page and we were watching her videos. She got encouraged. Now, I don't know if she's doing book reports or if that's how she's studying it and reading from whatever, she was able to research and find out. But I said, this was brilliant. I said, she know more than a lot of old folks. She know more than a lot of old folks, but she went to execute. And she didn't let the fact of her age keep her from doing what it was that she wanted to do. She went and asked the adults, can you help me with this? And what does she say? Her dad edits her videos for her. Her mom helps her pick out topics. Her dad is a businessman. Man, execute on your ideas, no matter how big or how small. No matter how big or how small. Next one, they bottle up their grand plans to be implemented at a more convenient time. We got to stop waiting for convenience because no time is going to be perfect. We have to stop waiting for convenience and make a decision. We have to stop waiting for convenience and make a decision. I want to share with you all something that came to me. It's funny because when I read these books and when I really begin, because I ask a lot of questions, you all. So that's how I get clear. I ask myself questions. So I was sitting down thinking about focus. Remember, I was saying I was thinking about like what's holding me back. And I said distractions and fatigue, low energy. And then I said to myself, well, what will produce relentless focus? Because I feel like this had came up in the readings. And I said, well, what can produce relentless focus? And do you know what I feel like I heard Dr. Kimbrough's voice saying? Choice. I literally feel like I heard Dr. Kimbrough's voice saying choice. The only tip to relentless focus is to choose to focus. That's it. Ouch. Ouch. But I wrote beside this why it's so important and why I really even feel more confident about our weekly live streams when we do the With Me sessions, because that space is designed for us to execute. That space is designed for us to continue to put in the work. That space is designed for us to now create. Come on, somebody, because the Create With Me live stream was phenomenal last week. I don't know about y'all, but Saturday's live stream was lit. So many ideas came out of that. Now we have to keep the ball rolling with implementation and execution, which is why we're still going to have our weekly live streams. And I wrote in the margins beside that, Go Mode. That is the title of the playlist where I'm saving all of the With Me live stream working sessions on the Debt Demolisher channel. What else? The next bullet is love excellence. This was something powerful that Dr. Dennis Kimbro said, that the scarcest resource is no longer money, but the scarcest resource is personal excellence. How do you show up in excellence in what you do? I can tell you all that one of the things that I often get from people, or I hear back from people in terms of feedback, especially when it comes to one-on-one coaching, they always tell me like, wow, you almost like you go above and beyond, like you do so much more. So with my coaching, because I'm very custom, so I like to personalize things. So for me, when I have my coaching calls, I got a slide deck for you. If I got your picture going to be in there, your name going to be in there. Like, I really customize it. And then not only that, I also really personalize the recap emails that you get. Sometimes your recap email could be real long, depending on what we covered. It could be real long compared to what we covered. And sometimes with some programs or with some coaching programs, you may not even get that level of personalization. You may not even get that level of summary as a recap. So I feel like that's one of the things that I do as my personal touch, to really allow people to see that I respect their time and I care about their time, and I want them to feel as comfortable as possible, especially when we're talking about something that's so personal, such as money. So we always want to think about how we can level up even more. If we can level up even more and make it your own, like make it your own personal touch and make it your own level of personal excellence, whatever that might be for you. All right. The next one is develop an obsession with customer service. Now, I highlighted a whole bunch of stuff, so I feel like I really want to read this for everybody because this was so good. He says that your rewards in life, and I'm reading from page 205, your rewards in life will be in direct proportion to the value of your service. Don't look for easy money. Don't look for easy money. Don't look for easy money. Search and identify genuine ways to offer value. Seek a product or service that provides an important contribution to the quality of life or work of your customer. Everyone earns a living by serving others. If that ain't the truth. If that ain't the truth. Each of us serves at least one customer, including your boss, including those who report to you, as well as your spouse or your family members. Who is your number one customer? Who is your number one customer? Dr. Dennis Kimbro says further down that the principal function of your business or vocation is the winning and retention of customers. The winning and retention of customers. Countless people have been led to believe that the goal of a business is to earn a profit. Well, this statement is somewhat true, but the real purpose of a business is to create and retain customers. You would do well to constantly ask yourself, what can I do to improve the quality of my service? What can I do to improve the quality of my service? What can I do to improve the quality of your experience right here on the Debt Demolisher TV? Put it in the chat. Let me know what I can do so I can step my game up next level. Let me know. Next bullet is about pursuing and doing the jobs that nobody else want to do. Volunteer for assignments that others avoid. Put in the extra hours, make the extra phone call, search for unsolved problems as well as unmet needs. A willingness to work hard does not negate working smarter. Longer does not always equal better. Longer does not always equal better, but you will be known for going the extra mile as opposed to doing the bare minimum. In other words, or in the words of the writer and poet Maya Angelou, do what you do so well that others cannot ignore you. Do what you do so well that others cannot ignore you. You're going to be unforgettable. You do what you do so well that you are unforgettable. Because can't nobody do it like you? No. Can't nobody do it like you? No. Can't nobody do it like you? No. Can't nobody. Can't nobody. Can't nobody do it like me? No. Because I got God in me. Yeah. Can't nobody do it like me? No. Can't nobody. Can't nobody. Let's go. The next one is, what does it take? We have to remember to ask ourselves the question about what does it take? What does it take? How far are you willing to go? And I think that's the question that I have to start asking myself, especially when it comes to this thing that I know that I want to do. This thing that I know that I'm it's not like I haven't started it, you all. I've been writing this book since 2018. Sophia Melonē and the Choice. I didn't even know about the wealth choice when I came up with the title for this book. So I've been trying to write this thing for so long. So long. So I have to ask myself, what is it going to take? What is it going to take? What is it going to take? I have to plan and structure my days accordingly. And if it's going to have to take what it's going to take, I'm going to have to do what Acacia says. Eat clean and rest. Eat clean and get some rest. You start with that so you can wake up refreshed, so that you can wake up rejuvenated, so that you can wake up with energy. Lisa Smile said, yes, she does. Coach Ruth says, majority of the coaching ones you don't. As a coach myself, it's good to do a follow-up on what was discussed. Amen. That's right, Coach Ruth. Coach Ruth says, Coach Sophia, you already know how I feel and you deliver above and beyond each time. Hey, thank you so much, Coach Ruth. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, y'all gonna get me emotional. And Coach Ruth, I do know how you feel. I do know how you feel. It touches my heart every single time. Thank you. Thank you. Peaceful Love is dancing. Coach Ruth saying, hey. And Queen Lisa H says, you are doing so much for each and every one of us. Your wisdom is touching everyone from tweens to seniors. Oh, from tweens to seniors. Oh, that reminds me of my value statement. Or was my affirmation statement? It's probably in both of them. That I'm transforming the financial minds of men, women, and children across the globe. And I came up with that affirmation way back in 2018, 17, somewhere along those lines. And Queen Lisa, you just said it. From tweens to seniors. Men, women, and children, regardless of age. Look at the manifestation of that. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. To God be the glory. Okay. Bottom of page 206. Most simply cannot withstand the risk. But to be creative, to venture forward, to succeed, you must be willing to lose all that you possess. to embrace uncertainty, to replace security with insecurity. Ouch, that's a tough one for me. To find true happiness, to be fulfilled, and to be at peace with yourself and others. You must learn to embrace the calculated risk and accept complete responsibility for your actions. Complete responsibility of your actions. You have to find true happiness. You have to be fulfilled and be at peace with yourself. One of the things that I also highlighted on page 207 that I thought was very powerful, which was something that was said by Colin Powell, actually. Character before wealth. Character before wealth. Character before wealth. I have to tell you, when I'm reading this book, God be dropping all kinds of stuff on me. And I notice every time I get something like an idea, I write it in the footer. Like if I get a name, a business name, an organization name, association name, anything that's related to something that has a greater impact, it comes into my mind and I end up writing it on the bottom of the page, or whatever page that I was reading when it came to me, I end up writing it on the bottom of that page. So I'm really going to have to skim through here because these are some ideas. These are some ideas. And I just realized I forgot that I had wrote that down. And this leads me to what our live stream title is for today, which is the outcome of your life is totally up to you. So I'm reading from the top of 208. Reading from the top of 208, where Dr. Dennis Kimbrough is quoting, what's her name? Pamela Thomas Graham. She says that we tried to teach out, well, this is actually her parents. Her parents basically said that we tried to teach our children that it's fun to stretch your mind, to challenge yourself intellectually. We can give our children the right ideals, the best education, and open doors for them, but the rest is up to them. The rest is up to them. So Thomas Graham's mom is saying, or parents is saying this about what they instilled in their children, which was Pamela and her siblings. And she basically led with their philosophy of how they raise their children to let them know, hey, we can give you X, Y, and Z, but only you could actually drink the water once you've been led to it. Only you can drink the water once you've been led to it. So at the end of the day, your life is up to you. Opportunities are all around you. You get all kinds of opportunities. You get all kinds of advancements that have been placed in front of you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that person may take it to the next level and apply whatever it is and make the change of their life. That doesn't mean that they're going to pick up the reins and do the rest of the work. So if we live with that notion that our life is up to us, every decision that we make is going to alter the outcome of our lives. So stand firm, regardless of whatever your past was. Know that your life today is up to you. Know that your life tomorrow is up to you. Know that your life a week from now is up to you. Know that your life a month from now is up to you. Know that your life a year from now is up to you, because it's based on the decisions that you make today, based on what you've been taught, and based on what you are willing to learn, and based on what you are willing to try. As we continue reading on, I put Jesus in the margins on this one. Do more than is required and do what's right. Thomas Graham basically says that your reputation is your greatest asset. Your reputation is your greatest asset. Not product, not price, not service, not promotion. People will buy you before they will purchase your product. People will buy you before they purchase your product. And this is why it is so powerful to own who you are and be willing to be transparent about your story. Because people want to be able to connect. People want to be able to relate. People want to be able to feel heard. People want to be able to feel received. People buy you before they buy what you offer. Everything flows from the single trait. You can earn it only by earning it. Once you do, don't ever let it slip away. The main focus of wealth is not to do, but to become. To become. Integrity cuts its own channel and does not own, and it does its own talking. Integrity cuts its own channel and does its own talking. Reputation is key. How people see you makes a difference. What people can depend on you for makes a difference. What people can call on you for makes a difference. What people know you for makes a difference. And this is why Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said earlier in previous chapters that it's not just about who you know, but it's about what you know about who you know. What you know about who you know. Since it's most of us ladies on the line, and I know a lot of us are, some of us are full-time entrepreneurs like Lisa Smiles. We all know that Lisa Smiles is a salon stylist. She builds her own schedule. She's a product creator. She's built her own beauty line. She is a 100% entrepreneur, 100% entrepreneur. She writes her own checks. Come on, somebody. And I know a lot of us are in the space where we may be doing both. And I believe Q Scott, you're also a full-time entrepreneur as well. Q Scott manages her own clientele. She manages her own clientele. But some of us may be parallel, meaning we work and we also are birthing or creating our business, or we're desiring to create our business. Or some of us could be in retirement and we still want to be able to nurture our gifts, and we still want to be able to make additional income based on what we do in our creativity. So I wanted to read this because I feel like I've identified the missing piece for me. I feel like I've identified the missing piece for me, because I can honestly say that I'm not a full-time business owner, okay? Because I still get a paycheck. I still work a 9 to 5. Sometimes a 7 to 7, depending on what time of the year we're working in. So if we read the bottom of 208 and go to the top of 209, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough is pointing out, where is he pointing out? Let me make sure I'm quoting this correctly. Okay, yeah, no, this is the whole quote. I think this is the whole quote. Yep, from a Wharton graduate. This is Sylvia Rohn. She was in the music industry, became the first, I think, president or vice president of a major record company. She says that for years, colleagues have mentioned that when it comes to business, I am more man than woman. She says, I was never sure whether to take that statement as a compliment or an insult. I now know that they didn't mean that I lack femininity. Far from it. She said that she loved to wear her designer fitted clothes and high heels. She said that they meant that I'm confident, assertive, persistent, tough, analytical, and strategic. And strategic. And Dr. Dennis Kimbrough says that to be fair, this is still her that's speaking. She says, to be fair, both men and women need these qualities if they're going to excel financially in business. Men and women need not only act like men to succeed, but to compete, we must combine male and female behaviors, which is assertive as well as confident, decisive as well as hardworking, if we're going to shatter the glass ceilings. This is a business, and I wouldn't be here if I failed to make an impact on the bottom line. So the bottom line piece, you know, that she's talking about the financial side of things. And in order to do that, it takes those qualities and those traits. So confidence, being assertive, persistent, tough, analytical, strategic, decisive, and hardworking. Decisive and hardworking. And even reading this, I've identified some traits that I feel like I'm not strong in when it comes to my business acumen. I'm strategic. Yes. I'm analytical all day. That's what I do all day. I can think something through like it's nobody's business. I'm tough from a sense of what I've endured in my past, my upbringing. So I do feel like I have a level of mental strength, but sometimes depending on how deep it can get, it can break down. Cause y'all know 2021, I had a tough year. I said that was the worst year of my life. Persistence. I feel like I'm there with persistence. Assertiveness. That's another thing that I know that I need to build when it comes to my business acumen. Being assertive and being okay with being assertive. Being assertive means also equivalent to decisiveness and owning what it is that you want to say, when you want to say it, and owning and backing your decisions. There are a couple of questions that I want to go over that kind of came up for me, and then we can close out. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough points out a couple of questions that we might want to consider asking ourselves as we pursue and gather our millions. Can we just speak that into existence as we gather our millions, as we gather them? As you move along, you want to be able to remember your answers to these questions. How did you acquire your fortune? How did you acquire your fortune? Can the lives of others be found in that fortune or in that process, in that roadmap, in that how of how you did it? Are the hopes and dreams of your fellow man and women buried within it? Check. Has the growth of your neighbor been stunned by it? I skipped the question. Have others sacrificed their God-given rights and opportunities because of it? Was your character and honor stained by it? Was your pride and ego enlarged by it? Did envy and greed help its accumulation? If so, you have not succeeded. You have not succeeded. As I was listening and reading through this to you all, God just be dropping stuff on me. I tell you, just be dropping stuff on me. This is why I always keep a pen nearby when I'm reading this book. When I'm reading any book, because stuff will come to me and I'll always write in the margins. But as I was sitting and reflecting, I literally felt like I had a message shared with me that said, God is only going to add more. God is only going to add more. So you better learn how to manage what's in front of you. So that message was sent to me, but I'm going to send that message to y'all. God is only going to add more. Abundance is what? More. We spent the whole month of March going through, reading through page by page, 10 pages at a time, Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. Abundance requires greater. Abundance results in greater. So if we know that, then we know that God is only going to add more. And if we know that he's only going to add more, we better learn how to manage what's in front of us. Whatever it is. You better learn how to manage what's in front of you so that you can manage your next level. I can swerve on that. You got to be able to manage what's in front of you so that you can successfully manage your next level. Q Scott says that based on that recent Create With Me session, we'll all be millionaire full-time entrepreneurs in due time. I touch and agree with you on that, Acacia. Q Scott, I touch and agree. I touch and agree. Amen. Acacia says, glide over and hit the like button. Thank you, Acacia. And thank you for sending out the email list for the subscribers. If you want to subscribe to my mailing list, feel free to click the link so you can get in on the juice. Queen Heart says, yep, some call it hard hand, soft hand. Coach Root says, not fully yet, still holding on to a corporate check. Full-time is the process. Amen, Coach Root. Like Q Scott said, we all going to be full-time entrepreneur millionaires. Full-time entrepreneur millionaires. All right. So true, experienced that fact so many times, so many big high power companies in my industry, but clients return because of how I make them feel through the process. Oh, Queen Heart. Clients return because of how I make them feel through the process. Powerful. Queen Heart, what you do? Divinity says, Sophia, I'm amazed at how professional and detailed your procedures are to be a guest. It leaves one feeling pretty important. Oh, God. Okay, so let me tell y'all what Divinity is talking about. So because Divinity is being interviewed, because we're doing a live stream, whenever I have people on, I have like she says, it's a guest process, like a guest invitation, guest interview process. So I send them like all of this, I send them the stuff, and yeah, so that's what she's talking about. Since she's going to be interviewed, I just did the formalities and sent that to her too. But yeah. So, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm going to tell you something, Divinity, believe it or not, I whipped that whole thing up in like a couple of hours. That whole packet and all of that you see, when I first created it, I did it in like 3 hours. And I did all of that myself. Nobody I didn't outsource it. I got all the screenshots, the images, all of that, and put it all together myself within a matter of hours. So thank you. But I'm glad that you loved every word that was inside, every all of the details. I'm glad that you appreciated it. So yay. Yay. Awesome sauce. All right, you guys. All right, you guys. So with that, what is the last thing that oh no, I'm saving that for tomorrow because this was for tomorrow. Well, no, I'm gonna say it now because this kind of ties into what Queen Hart was talking about, how people come back because of how she makes them feel. People come back because of how she makes them feel. And I think this was more so around the reputation. We were talking about reputation and how you show up matters and how it makes a difference and how it also helps people trust you to be a returning customer. To be a returning customer. We just talked about that. Retention. All right. So I wanted to read this because it honestly reminds me of us. It honestly reminds me of us. And I'm reading from page 210. And I'm trying to think, this was somebody's quote. I got to remember whose name this is. Oh, Earl Stafford. So Earl Stafford says that we need, because he's given the whole story about how during the recession and when times are really hard, he was giving. So this is the section where it says to whom much is given. So during the time of the economic drought, during the time when everybody was trying to cut costs and holding back and not spending, Stafford was giving. He was giving. He was donating. And this was around the inaugural time, because you all know right around the recession happening was when President Obama was inaugurated. I remember I was in college when he won the election. I was in graduate school, when he won the election. And I remember how one of my professors, he was a profound professor too. He was an English professor. Goodness gracious. Now that I think about it, as soon as I thought about him, all I could think about was this huge binder. I had this huge binder for his class, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was like this thick. And it's probably still at my mama's house in the bookshelf. But I had this huge binder for him. His name was Dr. Williams. But I remember we were in class and we went to class after the election. And he was just basically saying like how he was really nervous for President Obama. And this was something very impactful for him, because he'd been around. He'd been around in the segregation days. He'd been around when all of that stuff was going on, because he was a lot older. But he was like, I really fear for his life. Like he really thought like something similar, like what happened to Dr. Martin Luther King was going to happen to Barack Obama. And when you've experienced something like that, when you've lived through something and you're able to actually witness change, depending on, because it may seem so unbelievable, but I think and praise God that nothing happened to President Obama during that time. But going back to it, Stafford, he basically was doing donations and making sure that people who would not be able to come, and I guess in disadvantaged citizens, to be able to come to Washington to participate in the inauguration. That's what he was basically funding so that everybody could experience it. And I remember, y'all, I was down there on the mall. I was down there at the Capitol, all the way back of the grass, but I was there in the cold. I had on a light yellow pea coat. I had a light yellow pea coat on. And what else? Yeah, I was out there in the cold, I remember. I remember. So back to this, and then we'll close out. So sorry, you guys, I get a little sidetracked. He says that we've gotten away from those core values. He said we need to get back to the business of caring for each other. We have to get back to the business of caring for each other, and we must become our brother's keeper. We must become our brother's keeper. And I firmly and truly believe that in this space, we are in the business for caring for each other. We are in the business for caring for each other. We pray for one another. We support one another. We cry together. We do all of that. And I wrote on the side of this, it said we must become our brother's keeper, but we are our sister's keeper, because I know it's majority females in here. But this space is a space for our sister's keepers. This space is a space to be our sister's keeper. Understanding that the keeping is going to be needed for all of us. The keeping is going to be needed for all of us. So we have to be willing to allow our sisters to keep us, to be that keeper to us. Okay. We are our sister's keeper. All right. I provide court services and investigation. One man show for now. What? Queen Heart, are you serious? Oh my goodness. Look, Lisa Spouse says, let's get in your business. Let's get in your business. Oh my goodness. Wow. Brave heart process. Let's go, Queen Heart. Let's go. Divinity says, Sophia, what? You have another stream of income there. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. I can whip up some stuff. I can whip up some stuff overnight. I ain't even lying to y'all. Like, but I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know if I can do that for somebody else, but I can do it for me because I know my own vision, if that makes sense. But yeah, once I get an idea, I can whip it right on up. I can whip it right on up. Same way I'll be making them custom spreadsheets. I'll be whipping them things right on up. Except for that big one that I had to do for a client. That big decision tree that I created, that one took me a couple of days to make. I ain't gonna lie, that took me a couple of days to make. But it was powerful. I said, I need to sell this by itself. I need to sell that by itself. All right. Queen Haas says, thanks everyone. A male-dominated industry, but I'm repping for us ladies. Let's go, Queen Haas. Goodness gracious. We need to make like a directory so that we can know who we know. So we can know what we know about who we know. So we can identify the what about who we know. That's what's up. We're going to start a directory. That's awesome. Divinity says, Queen Hot, that sounds so interesting. Q Sky says, that's what I thought about when you said it, Queen Hot, a male-dominated industry. Yes, 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 from Acacia. And Lisa Smiles is saying, Queen Hot, that's good to know. And Acacia says, side hustle. We all got some side hustles, y'all. We all got some side hustles. All right, you all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for today. Our reading assignment for tomorrow is 111 through 211 through 220. Get my pages mixed up. So 211 through 220. So you should be starting at much is required. If you have the audiobook, you'll be starting at much is required. And then you're going to go all the way up to, this is going to close us out for chapter 5. And then we'll start chapter 6. So you will go into chapter 6 and go up to riches within your reach. So once riches within your reach is finished, then you can stop, because it all began by accident is going to be for the next day. So y'all got it? Audio bookers. I just gave you your timestamps. And for those of us who have the paper books, then we have 211 through 220. 211 through 220. All right. Okay. Lisa Smile says, I'm still waiting on my rap intro for my page. Yes, y'all, I haven't made a rap in a while. I got to get some inspiration. I got to get some beats and kind of I got to figure out what your theme is. Like, because you kind of talk about two things, Lisa Smiles, on your channel. You talk about hair, but then you throw church in there too, Lisa Smiles. You throw church in there too. We have, yes, we laugh. Yes, we kiki, as you say, but you bring a word. You bring a word in them live streams, and you also educate us on here. So maybe I can whip up something around those four. Lisa Smile says, yes, we need a directory. And Coach Aru says, Sophia got to do one for TG. Yes, I do. It's so hilarious. Coach Aru emailed me. When did you email me, Coach Aru? It was the other day, and it's funny because I had just saw that video because I was getting caught up on my videos, and I had just saw that video, and I was like, "Oh, TG asking for a jingle. I'm finna come up with something. But something was coming to my head. I gotta I can't release it yet. You know what I mean? I can't release it. I gotta let TG hear it first. You know, I gotta let him hear it first. But I got some ideas. I gotta put it together. So, but yeah. I'm definitely finna put something together for Tony for that. Because when he said it, he was like, I need a jingle. I got you, Tony. I'm working on it. Lisa Smiles, you said that's good to know. Like you got some names to slide to Queen Heart. Oh my goodness. Divinity says, Queen Heart, I know you do. Congratulations. Yes. Lisa Smile says, Q Sky, get out my business. You don't know my story. Y'all are cutting up tonight. Listen, the Kikis happen on Lisa Smile's channel. Okay. Y'all are laughing. Q Scott said, I can't breathe. Lisa H said, just doing the Lord's work at Lisa Smiles. Lisa Smiles says, I got to go live and Kiki. Yes, you do, Lisa Smiles, because Kikiing is your business. Kikiing is your ministry, okay? That's your ministry. Acacia says, Kiki and do the Lord's work, amen. Yes, Q Scott says, yes, I heard him say I need a track. I started laughing. Yeah, I heard that. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and slide something to Tony. I'm going to let y'all know when I drop it. I may just surprise it because I don't know. You never know. He may not like it. It depends. We'll see. We'll see what I can come up with. Queen Haw says, Q Scott and Lisa Smiles. Right. I laughed aloud like, don't start none, won't be none now. Acacia said, block? What got blocked, Acacia? What got blocked, Acacia? All right, y'all said A. Lisa Smile says, I'm going to behave. All right, you all. So I'm going to go ahead and close out for tonight. Make sure that you come back. Remember to please keep your calendars locked in for the remainder of the month. We're going to be reading all the way through June. I said through June 30, Lord. Through April the 30th. We're reading through April the 30th. And then just a heads up, let me give you guys a heads up because you know we have been going live every day since January the 1st, 2022. We've been going live every day on this channel. And in February, we started our readings together, our collective readings together. So we started out with the 21-day financial fast. We read that for the month. Then we did Abundance Now for the month of March. And now for the month of April, Financial Literacy Month, we are reading The Wealth Choice. May, which is just a couple of weeks, less than 2 weeks away, I said that I told you all that I wasn't going to choose a dedicated book for us to read collectively together. That doesn't mean, well, I'm not going to speak too soon. I didn't choose a book for us to read collectively, but I do want you to decide what book you want to read. So based on what you've been able to pick up so far, based on what you feel you need next, and this is actually something, who did I hear this from? What do I need next? I feel like I heard this from Lisa Nichols. I feel like Lisa Nichols used to tell us this when we were in sessions. What do you need next? I feel like that's what I heard from her. But thinking about what you need next, what do you need next? And then finding a book to support that. So like I said, when Sherry was asking about, we're not going to have a book for May or something along those lines, I can't remember how it went about, but she was thinking about reading a different book. And then I challenged her and I said, well, hey, if this is your goal, why not you consider something that's going to help support that? And so since we had just literally finished reading Abundance Now, I said, well, why not get Instant Income? Because that ties into getting ideas for income generation, getting ideas on how to get income. Okay. And I had told her that I had already ordered the book and I had already had it. And I was like, you should, maybe you might want to consider that. You might want to consider that. And she said, oh, I didn't even think to choose a book that would support me in the very thing that I'm asking for. So you got to find out what you need. You got to identify what you need next and choose a book to begin to read. And you can use the same concept of taking it 10 pages at a time, taking it however many days at a time, depending on how big it is, and then use that month. So I have a surprise for you for the month of May. Just be ready. But I want to challenge you guys to think about your book. Think about your book. Okay. So think about the book that you want to choose and start reading. I know I have mine. And mine is not a financial book, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm not going to profile it, but it's a powerful book. And I think that, just find a book that you need next and we'll still show up, but we're going to be reading our own books. And then in June, I'll announce what the book will be for June. So if that's all right with y'all, we're going to go ahead and close out. Everybody is saying good night, good night, good night, and rest, ladies. See you all shortly. We're going to head on over to Lisa Smiles live stream tonight. Q Scott said, it looks like we're all thinking instant income for next month. Okay. Okay. Let's go. All right, you all. Your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that's what? Get to work. All right. Bye. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia